Hey, Hexikins, how is it going? Hello, hello. Welcome to Hex Foodies weekly live stream. I'm so excited to be here. We've had a lot of drama in the last week or two, and it's just fun to continue to bull through it all, you know? Let's see, Finbear says that he's going to join us later. Hello, SJ. Hello, Siren. Hello, Rockstar. Hello, Jay, everything. And Zamboni, one of our newest Hexicans, it seems as though he wants to join. I chatted with him. I think he's just out of college and wanting to start a intentional community with him and his friends, him and his either college friends or hometown friends. So right now it looks as though Zamboni, I need you to communicate with me a little bit. Black Squirrel's in the back rooms as well. Black Squirrel, you want to come on? I don't see a video for you.
I'll leave the video alone if that's okay.
Yeah, that's great. I just was wondering what would happen if I clicked that button. So I clicked the button and now I hear your voice.
Okay, that helps.
Awesome. Hello, Ed. I am connected. Oh, I guess maybe that's Zamboni. Zamboni, can you hear me? Your mic is...
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Welcome.
Am I doing this right? Am I in the right spot?
Yeah, well, you're at Hex Foodies. you're recorded on YouTube right now.
Oh, cool. Am I supposed to leave?
No.
Okay.
You want to tell us about your project?
Oh, cool. Hi, everybody. I guess I studied civil engineering, and I'm in Washington State, and I'm working with some friends just to develop a concept to make a community that is self-sustaining and mainly revolves around renewable energy, sustainability, and equitable resources for everybody in the community. And hopefully we can make a prototype or a case study and try to make a white paper or some sort of research document and kind of try to get funding to make an actual case study somewhere and try to implement it. And I'm here just to learn more about permaculture. I didn't know that was a thing until a few days ago. And I think that would be very applicable to our project.
Awesome. So is there anything recently that you learned that you think is a highlight besides just the word permaculture? Nah. Well, let's let it brew for a little while. But you're straight out of college, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
And who are the guys that you're going to, or the people that you're going to create this project with?
Colleagues and friends. There's just 4 of us so far.
Are they hometown friends or are they
college friends?
Okay, cool. It's interesting, there's a different marination, for each. Okay, so Black Squirrel, you're on because you've been doing Wim Hof for a while, right? Wim Hof procedure. Would you care to share with us?
Yeah, I've been. I take you can hear me. I've been doing Wim Hof for now approximately 8 months, and I found it life-changing. Absolutely awesome. Changed my whole mental model. Changed my whole focus, clarity of what I'm doing and why I'm doing it.
And the Wim Hof, spelled WIM space HOF, right?
Correct.
Is a submersion into ice bath, basically, that can be done cheaply and just about anywhere.
It's a little bit more than that. It's a breathing technique combined with cold tolerance. So you start, but everybody starts at the beginning, and you just build up your tolerance to the cold. You start with cold showers, have a hot shower, then end with the cold, and just be in there as long as you can. And with the breathing technique, It's deep breathing for 20 to 40 times, and then you exhale, hold your breath for as long as you can, and then breathe in deeply and count to 15, and then repeat that process. The idea is that you can hold your breath for at least a minute and a half, because then you will get into this, I don't know how to describe it, a kind of state of meditation. It's very difficult to describe, but you can really feel your circulation system. It's quite incredible. I had a very emotional outpouring when I first started doing it. I had no idea what it was about. I just felt very emotional, and my wife has had a similar experience recently.
That's wonderful. So how would you recommend people get started?
Go to YouTube and listen to the many interviews that Wim has done, and start to understand what this process is. He has free videos, and you can follow online and do a breathing technique. There is an app as well, which you can download, and then you can start to record your sessions. There's a talk through on the app as well. You'd get 5 free goes, and then it will cost you to use it after that, but that's up to you. It's very reasonable. Yeah, it's all there. You don't need any special equipment. It takes approximately 10 minutes each day, and it will change your life.
10 minutes each day to change your life. That's amazing.
Really unbelievable. As I say, I started in August, and I am now going swimming in the Baltic Sea, which is approximately 2 degrees. I'm staying in at the moment now for 2.5 minutes. I've now also started, I've been training. There is exercises you can do. That is increasing slowly but surely. And also I'm now fasting, which is something I would never, ever believe I would do. A little bit of background, my history. I grew up with 3 older brothers, not enough food as far as I was ever concerned in the house. I went to a boarding school from the age of 10 to 16. Those years when you just want to eat everything. We never had enough food. I am a farmer. I moved to a country that produces a lot of food. I could not believe when I first came here, there was always more food. So food has always been really, really important to me as a fuel, as an energy source. And now I am fasting from approximately 7 to 8 o'clock in the evening to 2 to 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So somewhere in the region of 19, 20 hours fast each day.
Will you repeat those times? I'm sorry.
Approximately 7 or 8 o'clock in the evening to approximately 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Oh, okay. So
and I try and throw in a 24-hour fast every period of time as well. So
you're only eating in a 4-hour window?
4 to 5 hour window, yeah. I do eat well in that period. I fill up. I make sure I'm happy and had enough, and I eat quite a lot of meat and protein. I eat a lot of nuts. I grow my own nuts. I grow my own walnuts. I'm a farmer. I'm an organic farmer. Have been for the last 30 years or something, with animals and now with nuts. So yeah, I do eat, and I eat high energy foods. I eat a lot of raw vegetables as well. We grow a lot of our own vegetables. Yeah.
I watched that video that you posted about Wim Hof in the chat, where the journalist tried to debunk him and went to Kilimanjaro with him. That was a good introduction.
Yeah, it's quite amazing.
What happened?
I think
you have to spoil it a bit. Tell us what happened.
Let's see. It was broken down into chapters. It was only like a 30-minute video, 27 minutes. So he started out just meeting Wim Hof, and then will you go through it?
To be fair, no, I can't remember it. It was a
Okay.
while ago since I saw it.
So whenever he met Wim Hof, he didn't think anything of him. He comments on like how he's got a red nose, and he was thinking that he was a recovering alcoholic and tobacco smoker. And he just put him through practices, and he taught him to do the things that Black Squirrel just mentioned, where you calmly go into a very cold situation instead of furiously fighting it, and you sink down to your core, and your metabolic system, I believe, is what heats you. And then they were showing at the very beginning, they show a speed up of them hiking Kilimanjaro, and they had like several groups that went up, and they made different times. You know, like some were 4 hours, some were 4:30, some were 5 hours. The oldest participant was like a 76-year-old, I believe, 73, 76. And they had a process like they would exercise their breath after the first hike to the first camp, and then to the next camp, exercise your breath. The guy who was the journalist who's critiquing him, he lives in Denver. And then there at the end, he went out barefoot and shirtless and shoveled snow off of his lawn, and then did a snow angel just to show you, you know, hey, I have no fear of cold anymore. But this is all about, you know, like meditating and sinking down into your core and understanding more about yourself.
It also gives you control, or being able to calm your primitive brain, because our natural instinct is, when with the cold comes, is to go, it's dangerous, I've got to, you know, protect myself and get out of this and get warm as fast as possible. But because you can take control of it with your conscious brain, you can tell your primitive brain, it's okay, this is not dangerous, I can warm up whenever I want, I welcome this cold, because it's going to help me, it's going to help my circulation, and it's going to help my immune system.
I'm going to have to re-listen to this live stream and your exact wording later on. You know, this will be coaching. This will be awesome. Hey, Black Squirrel, do you have any relation to Red Squirrel?
Or flying squirrel or grey squirrel? No, we're all just part of the great squirrel clan. We're all burying our nuts in crypto.
Hey, Finbear, why don't you have video today?
Oh, I have a face for radio. It's not you. It's me.
I remember that one. That's a good one.
Yeah, I couldn't get myself in front of my laptop, so I just quickly took my phone and took a beeline to the living room. I figured this is better than not showing up at all.
Inviting Freedom, would you like to share your voice with us?
Hey, you should join. Come and tell us about your experiences.
Oh yeah, that'd be wonderful. Make this the Wim Hof stream. Not to dilute Zamboni any. Finbear, if you didn't hear, Zamboni is recently graduated from college, going to create an intentional community with his friends.
Oh, I think I believe I missed it. If it was like the beginning
Just now.
of the
at the beginning. Zamboni, what area of the United States are you wanting to be in?
Yeah, currently I'm in Washington State, and you know, as for where I want to end up, you know, I'll just go with the flow. If I stay here, I'm totally fine with that, and if I go other places, that'll be fun too. And I'll add that I'm also really into fasting and intermittent fasting, and I'll also add that when we fast for more than a day, that's called fasting. But when you fast for less than a day, that's normally called intermittent fasting. So especially when you're having a specific feeding window. I just thought I'd bring that up.
Yeah, that's true.
We were
but
talking
still,
about fasting
it
before.
sounds pretty optimal if it's like from 5 to 7 hours a day.
Exactly.
When you have your sort of quote unquote feeding window. It sounds like if you don't go hungry during the day, it means your gut is working at more optimal level. So it sounds really good to me.
Well, also, you kind of have to understand hunger in a different way. It's really just an urge that your body feels, and the reason why we feel hunger is because of this chemical called ghrelin. So your body releases ghrelin into your system. That is what makes you hungry. But the times of day that your body releases ghrelin is dependent on when you have eaten before. So if you normally eat at 12 at noon, then your body's going to release ghrelin at noon the next day, which is really interesting. So it kind of breaks that mindset down into like seeing hunger not as something you need, but just hunger as like an urge that you can just ignore if you really want to.
Hey, we have new guests.
I try and welcome the hunger as a way of just sort of dealing with it. It's like the cold. I welcome the cold now.
There you go.
So I welcome the hunger in the same way and try and talk to my body and tell it to go and find the resources it needs. I have enough. And that seems to help. It seems to kind of calm me down.
Yeah, and isn't it easier now when you know that you can go for 8 hours without eating at all? So it's a lot less stressful to go for a drive somewhere or something because you don't need to think about eating before you take off.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you know you can go for 8 more hours whenever without eating. Yeah,
and exactly. And when I go on flights, I always choose not to eat anything because it actually helps your jet lag if you don't have any food in your system.
Yeah.
Because when you land or the next day, you'll feel less jet lagged if you don't eat and if you fast during your flight period.
Besides, the only reason they're feeding you is because food is a bit cheaper than alcohol, and it keeps you occupied when you're in the metal tube in the sky. So if you can keep yourself occupied in any other way, that's fine by them.
Yeah, I'm new to this fasting. I've only been doing it for like a month, so it's intermittent fasting. So I'm still building up my tolerance and my stamina as such with it. But I feel good about it, and I feel I'm moving in the right way. And
yeah, and if you can go for like 18 hours without, or 18, 17 hours without eating, you don't need to go for any longer if you're going for the intermittent fasting. That's pretty much the optimal.
Yeah, I'd like to try and do it. Yeah, I'd like to try and do a 24-hour just to try it. I'm kind of trying to build up to it.
Well, you might want to go for a week or something if you're gonna fast, because 24 hours is not a long enough time period for you to get into the sort of like your body doesn't go into like the proper fasting mode if you're only hungry for a day.
Okay.
So I would suggest like trying 5 days or a week. Like the first 3 days are really difficult. Inviting Freedom, you're on your 5th day. How's it going?
Oh no, I'm fasting. I have a journey of 5 days. I'm only on day 1, but I am super hungry. Yeah. But yeah, it's usually after the 3rd day I found. I'm sorry, my voice is I don't know what's going on, but usually after the 3rd day, I just stop getting hungry and it's great. And then that's when the stem cell regeneration, all that good stuff starts to happen. I always feel amazing. I think my energy goes through the roof. Like even my eyesight gets clearer. I do Wim Hof always when I'm fasting. It's so incredible. You guys are talking about some really important, amazing things that have totally changed my life. So I don't fast like long term like this often. It's just that every couple months or when I feel my body has like an extra going on or I feel something's happening.
Feel like your body has an extra what? It dropped out.
Oh, sorry. Like if I feel like my body's inflamed,
Mm,
like if extra inflammation, maybe I feel a little bloated or I'm holding more water than usual or something along those lines, I'll fast and it's a nice reset. And also this is funny, I noticed if after you fast and you reset your gut microbiome, whatever you put in your system, you're going to want to crave. So after I do a long-term fast, like 3 to 5 days, I'll only, crave like greens and vegetables and fruit. But if I just at any point I I jump in and I get some sweet, something sugary, I'll then start to crave sweets. So I always note that a fast will help me reset that so I don't crave those sweets anymore.
that's great information. The first thing that's put in your body after you have a fast, you crave it. That's awesome. Hey, Hex Siren, how are you?
What's up? Well, how are you?
Good.
Hello.
Everybody's on
Hey, Finn
audio
Bear.
except for us two.
Hi.
Oh, hi. How you feeling, SJ?
That's inviting freedom.
Oh, inviting freedom. Hi. I heard SJ was sick too, so I just assumed. I do apologize.
Oh no,
I'm
it's
glad you didn't die.
oh. With the COVID
Optimal.
pneumonia?
Yeah.
COVID pneumonia.
Yeah, that was really scary. I definitely thought that was going to happen. Wim Hof
Oh,
definitely pulled me through.
good.
I'm gonna recommend to everyone that I know that feels like they're in limbo after getting COVID. They just don't feel like they've come 100% back to normal. I'm gonna speak to them about Wim Hof.
Why not?
Siren, do you have a story about fasting or Wim Hof?
I've fasted before. Yeah, I feel really good. I've read a lot about fasting. It's when you're not gumming up the works, digesting food constantly, your body starts fixing itself. So it's really fasting is amazing. It's amazing. It's amazing medicine. It's amazing what your body can do when it's not focused on digestion.
You're up in the northwest of United
Hmm.
States. So
Yeah.
is Zamboni, this new hexagon here that's on audio.
Yeah, buddy.
Are you a part of a Telegram group in that area?
No,
Okay.
no.
I heard that there was a Northwest or a Washington, something like that.
There's also AJ Rip City Hex. He's in Portland. So yeah, there's lots of people up here.
Okay.
I forget who else is up here.
Just
I
trying
thought
to
Lit Mastermind was up here, but I'm not 100% sure.
get all the resources out there in the open,
Yeah,
faster human connections, so that humans can do what they do.
what they do best. Help each
Spontaneous
other.
rejuvenation. Yeah, there we are.
Yeah, I love it. Communities are strong, especially this one. Like really, guys, Hex is the strongest community. Like out of all the cryptos, like tens and thousands of different coins and projects, like we're all in the right one, the best one. And the community, I've never seen a stronger community with anything. Like not even just crypto, like absolutely anything. I've never seen a stronger community.
Yeah, I'd second that. We hear that a lot in the Telegram group. People coming in and saying, "Thank you so much. You guys are the best. This is the best community and so helpful and such." Cool.
Hex Siren, I just wanted to also tag on to what you were saying. You were saying like how you feel great and it's amazing what the body could do. I realized how poor my relationship with food was. And when I began fasting, I freed up all of that time focusing on what to eat and to prepare it. And that was like a spiritual, like, I don't want to curse, and because I'm a potty mouth, I'm a dirty East Coast girl, but
Yeah.
I was just
Sailor
like, oh my gosh, there's so much time. What am I going to do with my life?
So what did you end up doing? Did you pick up another hobby like underwater basket weaving or something?
Holding your breath.
That's hilarious.
For a long time. Yeah.
I'm gonna go for 2 minutes.
All right.
No.
But yeah, there's just I would read, I would do extra pottery. Definitely.
Oh, a potter. Very nice.
Yes.
That's awesome.
You just look like you would appreciate stuff like that. I don't know, like there's a look that certain people have that I just totally vibe with, and you just have it all. So, very
You look
cool.
like an artist.
Yeah.
It's the pink hair. It's the pink hair. It happened. I crochet and I can make soap. I'm not really good at anything else. Or I haven't put in enough effort to be good at anything else. Let me clarify that.
Yeah.
But pottery, I've always wanted to do that. I have a kiln. I just have to rewire it to be a US plug.
So it's like a European type of thing now.
Yeah. It's just a small one, but I haven't even tried to make anything yet. So I don't know. I'll watch Ghosts while I'm trying to make pottery. Maybe.
I was just gonna say, like, ever since Ghost came out, everybody's wanted to try pottery.
When you
just need to wait for your boyfriend to die. It takes forever.
Oh my God. Not with enough arsenic.
Oh yeah, that could be a quick thing.
Here's your coffee cup.
Oh my God. Is that deadly nightshade?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There's no amount
and frog's breath.
No amount of yoga that will help you if somebody gives you arsenic.
Yeah, true. And that's over time. Like, I mean, we eat arsenic. They're in apple seeds. It's in apple juice. It's kind of everywhere, but
it is,
in smaller amounts.
Yeah, and it has a function in apple seeds, because when some forest critter, when it eats the apple, it's gonna shit it out pretty quickly, so the seeds won't be digested, and that's quite common.
New apple tree.
Yeah, I think it's the same for avocados. I believe avocado seeds usually need to be eaten to sprout really quickly. And there's no animal left anymore big enough to eat whole avocados, besides, I think it was some weird like, it was something like a jaguar or a cougar or something, some like really surprising animal that still ate them. But like back, like, I think it's like 6,000 years ago or something, you guys still had like the giant sloths and all those good big grazing animals. They used to eat avocados, and they'd crap them all over the seeds. Yeah, but if you think about an avocado seed popping out of some elephant-sized animal's butthole, is perfect. Like,
you tell the best stories, Fenbear. Thank you.
I take no responsibility, man. Sometimes I feel like if I could just like take back like 2 minutes of my life and just reset, I would love to have that button sometimes,
To eat a whole avocado and shit out the seed?
Or not even mention the seeds, just like go back 2 minutes and come up with another funnier joke.
Oh no, you're doing great. Yeah,
he's at that.
We appreciate you.
I just think that you'd have to be really uncoordinated to eat the avocado seed.
Right.
Yeah, unless you're like a huge animal, and an avocado is like a grape for us.
So while we have Black Squirrel on, I want to pick a little bit of, a few questions, like, how did you, as a farmer, get into Hex?
That's an interesting one. Yeah, how did I get? Oh, I got into Bitcoin mining to start with because I was with my son, we were into VR. So we had gaming computers. So we had graphics cards. And I listened to a podcast where somebody was talking about Bitcoin and then talking about Bitcoin mining. So then I tried that. And I thought this was great and this was fantastic. So I thought I'd become a miner, and I bought an ASIC. That was horrible. The noise from those things it burns your soul if you have it in your house or anything. It's quite incredible. So I got out of that. That was leading up to the 2017 bull run. So I thought I was a genius at this point. But obviously that all blew off and we all got wrecked. And then I spent 2018 doing a lot of research, and that's where I came across Richard Hart, and I've been following him ever since. And then, yeah, I got into Hex, and just really when COVID came, I kind of really made a decision that this was a great opportunity to change what I've been doing, because farming is only one of my jobs. And another one was actually refurbishing stoves, wood burning stoves, and exporting those, because I live in Denmark and we're way ahead of the rest of the world when it comes to keeping warm. So I was exporting their old technology to countries that are trying to catch up. But yeah, when COVID came and Brexit as well, that kind of made a big mess of all that. So I took the decision then to actually move full time into crypto, and with Hex doing what Hex did, and my other investments and such in crypto, I've gone full time crypto now.
Good job.
Still farm. Still got the farm though. We have 20 hectares. Most of it's rented out. We have about 1.5 hectares of walnuts and hazelnuts, and we put with the hazelnuts, when we planted them, they were inoculated with truffles. So we're still hoping.
Oh man, that's
still praying for that one.
That is very interesting.
We think
truffles
we made a bit
really difficult. Difficult to farm.
Yeah, we think we made a bit of a mistake on those, so we're going with another hectare, and we're trying again to see whether we can't rectify the mistake we think we made with the first trial.
Can you quickly sum up what the mistake you think you did?
It's on a north-facing slope, because we've since found out that the truffle actually sets its fruit in May, June time, and then that fruit grows and matures to when it's harvested, when you start harvesting in September, October, November time. So we think the soil never actually warms up enough for it to fruit. We can see the mycelium on the roots. We can see the truffle mycelium and the truffle actually on the roots, but it never sets fruit. We do have another issue as well, which is voles, because the truffle needs the vole to spread the spores, because it's got no other way, because it's like 20 centimeters under the soil or 10 centimeters under the soil.
Do you have truffle spawn? Like,
do I have?
Like, how did you? You said you inoculated the.
We bought trees. We bought trees that were inoculated. Were inoculated.
Yeah,
from a company.
I was just wondering if it were possible to buy, truffles, like these wooden dowels or something that were inoculated with the truffle.
Yeah, but it doesn't quite work like that with truffle, because that's a fungus that's living on dead wood and decaying wood. Truffles don't. They have a symbiosis with the tree, so you need it to actually be inoculated on the tree. I mean, you can do it in a kind of more simple way, which we are doing actually, and we will when we plant our new plantage, Truffier. We will take seedlings that are growing underneath the existing trees, and because their root systems are intertwined, they will be inoculated naturally. So we will take those and use those to set up the new plantage, new truffier.
Wow. That's awesome.
That sounds like a perfect plan. Every tree has a fungi companion. There isn't a tree on this earth that doesn't have a fungus who's its best mate.
Yeah, definitely. It's just trying to get them to fruit. That's the tricky bit. And we've been 7 years, I think since we planted 7 or 8 years now. So our theory is
the soil really rich where you did the planting?
Yes.
I think that might be a thing. So if you're looking at different places, try to find an area which is really poor in everything.
Unfortunately, where I live, the soil is really, really fertile.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I know. It's really difficult. Maybe you can find a sand pit or something. I think I vaguely remember reading somewhere that truffles grow extra well if it's like poor soils, because it's sort of I can't remember the reasons.
The theory is that it's a pH. If you push the pH high enough, the roots, because of the way the roots absorb nutrient, if the pH is high enough in the soil, they can't actually absorb the nutrient very easily or very well. So they need the truffle more, the fungi more to be able to absorb those nutrients. So we have chalked the land heavily, and we're constantly doing it with wood ash too, because we burn quite a bit of wood here to keep warm. That we grow ourselves, so it's kind of all circular. So we have a high pH in the soil, but that doesn't affect the fact that if it won't still fruit if it's not warm enough in the right time of the year to initiate fruiting. You're still not going to get that fruit. The fungi will work fine with the tree, and the tree will benefit from the fungi, and the fungi still benefits from the tree, but it still won't initiate that fruiting.
About how many hectares do you have dedicated to the mushrooms?
1, and we're going with another one.
And then whenever you're going with the other one, you're going to have it to where it's a east-facing slope or a south-facing slope?
South-facing slope.
Awesome.
Yeah, hopefully hopefully it has an impact. Would be nice to get some Mexican truffles.
Yeah, it would be awesome. I'd love it. Organic Danish truffles. That would freak out some people.
Yeah, there's guys growing truffles in Finland as well. So I would imagine.
And Sweden.
And
they find them here occasionally when a tree tips over. Somebody found a whole load on the root system, so they are here. It is possible.
So how have you looked for yours? Do you have a truffle dog, or somebody have a? And you've been training it to search for truffles.
Yeah, I used to train dogs. I had sheep dogs and gun dogs, so I understand how to train dogs, and I trained it to find truffles. And she's good at it too. She's got Grauhund in her, so she's good to dig.
So she'll find truffles from your she'll find it from your neighbor's mouth if she gets a scent.
We went up north. Actually, there's a lady who looks for truffles up north, and we went out with her and on the land that she's allowed to go and look for truffles on, and took the dog up, and the dog found them. So she's a proven truffle hound too, not on my own land, but on somebody else's.
That's pretty awesome. That's a very expensive dog if you ever take it to Italy.
Yeah. If we ever get if we ever get to find truffles here, that'll be definitely an expensive dog.
Yeah, it's gonna have the best days of its life after it finds its first bucket full of truffles.
She gets treated pretty well.
Yeah, what do truffles go for anyways? How much is 100 grams?
If I remember rightly, for the varieties that we've got 2 varieties, and it's a while since I looked at the prices, but it was This is something like €1,000 a kilo, if I remember rightly.
Wow.
Yeah, they're pretty expensive.
Oh yeah, they're very expensive. And that's just for our varieties, which aren't the black truffle or the white truffle. They're the winter truffle and one called Borky. So they are, and there was a bit of a funny story because I was out in the Truffier having a look. I dig around in the roots occasionally and check the roots and take, and clean them and have a look and things. I suddenly saw this truffle on the roots, and it was at a time of year when there shouldn't have been truffles because it was a different variety. And I was like, my heart stopped, but at the same time I was going, this shouldn't be here. And as I got closer to it, I could smell that it was totally wrong. It was a very sweet smell. And I looked it up and found out it's something called a false truffle. So it's just like,
damn it.
Yeah, I know. Somebody's kind of teasing with me here. They're really trying me out here on this one. So that was a funny thing too. But but I haven't found any since.
We've already got false truffles, so now we just need to get the real truffles.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't know if it's my the fact that I'm fasting, and I know what we're talking about, and I know what a truffle is, but for some reason, when I got the imagery of the dog like looking for the truffle, I imagined like a chocolate truffle. Like, my mouth is watering.
Is that what you ate last? Is that what you're craving now?
No, but now I am.
Oh.
They're amazing things, though, truffles. I don't know if you guys have ever tried them.
I have, yeah, they're lovely.
The smell and the taste is just unreal. It's
very recognizable for sure.
Yeah, but very difficult to describe at the same time.
They're just extreme earthy, nutty, sweet. Like they're very pungent.
Yeah.
Very earthy though. Yeah.
When I'm up in Montana at Paul Wheaton's place, one of the guys there knows where to find them. So he goes out and comes back, and we have a pizza with truffle on it.
Oh wow!
That's so awesome.
That's pretty expensive.
He finds them himself, or he takes his pet pig with him?
No, he finds them himself.
That's awesome.
One of the guys that stays there almost year round, he goes down to his homeland in New Mexico during the winter, like for 2 months or so. But he's up there most of the time. We give him the land manager is his title. And Zamboni, I recently introduced Zamboni to the idea where we kind of have a gathering scheduled in Montana at Wheaton Labs this summer.
Oh, nice.
If anybody can make it.
I go over there once a year. My grandparents live in Hamilton.
So this place is outside of Missoula.
Oh, nice. Yeah, it's not far.
I can't wait for the donut madness to subside a bit so that I can fly over. Would be awesome to go and hang out with you and what was his? He's not the king of permaculture. He's the Duke.
Duke? Yeah. Okay. Paul Wheaton?
Yeah.
We're all like dreaming of flying around the world and planting seeds everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
I just like to seed bomb the entire Sahara Desert.
Indeed.
That'd be good. With your avocado seeds?
No, you could have all kinds of seeds, like in like, you know what the seed bombs are like. They're like these clay balls where there's a little bit of clay, some dried compost, and then there's the seeds, different seeds, and you put them in like a concrete mixer or something and water it up just enough for them to start to clump up into these like golf ball size or smaller balls, and then you take them out and dry them out in the sun You can throw them anywhere, and once rain hits them, all the seeds spread out, and which one is best suited for that area starts to sprout. And there's
So
a
you
bit of
wanna use-
fertilizer and a bit of soil.
Yeah, you want to use compost, clay, and seed. And
Yeah.
basically by hand would be the best way to make sure that the mixtures are good. So just maybe
Yeah, but like I said,
tub
if I wanna,
that's about the
if
size
I
of a
wanna,
shoebox,
if I
and
wanna
then each
seed
one could be
bomb
the size of an
the
egg.
Sahara, I'm not gonna do everyone by hand. It takes too long, man. I got other shit to do, so I need a machine to do the seed balls.
So
cement
Sahara
mixer
is
it
pretty
is.
big.
on a similar note, I think that we should machine cob and have cob for delivery, because that is so annoying to create. Do you have any experience in that, Black Squirrel? Cob? The clay mixture for building?
Nope.
I have, yeah.
So
I've
we're gonna start a
sampled
company
bit.
that sells cob.
Well, the problem is like the shipping would be so expensive, but the time that it takes for people to meet at these intentional communities and stomp cob and sort out the
Right.
materials beforehand, it just takes so much time.
Mm-hmm.
So we need
Makes sense.
like a modern day reusable material industry.
Yeah, agreed.
We need an electric cob stomper.
I'm sure we could figure something out.
This relates to one of my ideas where, like, why don't we just program drones to be like watering bees and know what
could.
plants to disrupt?
Another business idea.
Yeah, their ideas are cheap though.
True.
Yeah, but it's good that we have plenty, because every now and then somebody might have an awesome one. It only takes one.
True.
I'd like to ask Inviting Freedom, in the Twitter spaces, have you found any communities that are similar to the Hex Foodies community?
Not really. There are some, they're not, well, I guess I've come across some Kenyan spaces, and unfortunately, I think sometimes the topics might be similar, but there's a language barrier. So nothing in English, as far as I know. And that's actually who sent me here. I think I was doing a Hex Lady stream, and I was telling them, the projects and the stuff that I'm working on, and they were like, "Oh yeah, Hex Foodies is already doing that." And I was like, "Wait a second, what?" And I'm like, "Hex Foodies? Where do I find these angels?"
Are you sure it wasn't Benny Blanco? I think it was, like, Benny's been advertising us all over.
Oh,
He's in every chat too.
Yeah, there's a couple of other Hex Foodies that are, like, I try and Davin tries to be vocal about us, but sometimes like we don't remember. But then there are the guys who always bring it up. It is absolutely awesome.
I might get her name wrong, but I think it was Black Hexagon. She's doing, her.
She's great.
So I met her in person, and so we've got a good friendship going.
Oh, that's so awesome.
Because on the road tours, I went to all the Texas meetups. So the Houston, then Dallas, Austin, San Antonio, and so I got to know her a little bit.
Are you in Texas?
Yeah, I'm north of Austin. I retreated to my hometown whenever I thought financial responsibility was going to happen in 2012. So I had made enough in the corporate world working for oil. Like, I have architecture in my background, but I had to resort to being a draftsman for oil, and then saved up enough, exited, came back to my hometown in order to have roots to then sprout a new life. So I just started working small jobs and setting up community gardens.
That is so cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I can't wait to go back to Texas. I was in northern Texas and in the DFW area, but a lot of my voluntarist friends and a lot of the anarchists, we would congregate there. I went to Larkin Rose's event. I don't know if you're familiar with Larkin Rose, but we were able to go to Candles in the Dark there, meet Larkin. So awesome. Patrick Smith, Kelby, and then I was surprised. Randy Hilarski, I found him in my voluntarist network on Facebook, which I keep those two networks separate. And I was like, wait a second, you're in this network, and he's just like, yeah. And so he was pushing Hex. So I thought that was really cool to find that out.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
Small world.
Small world.
Try to find a place where Randy isn't pushing Hex. It's difficult. It's really difficult. Randy knows his things.
Yeah, we were.
Hi guys.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'd just like to say great chatting, but I've got to go. So thanks for letting me in, and
hey, it was
enjoy.
great
And I hope
having
you enjoy your Wim Hofing.
Thanks for hanging
so
out.
much. Thanks for blessing
Thanks, man. See you later.
So where's Randy right now? Is he in South America?
Isn't he in where was it?
Is it Panama, right?
Yeah.
That sort of thing. Okay.
Yeah, I think he's in Panama.
Yeah, Black
He's
Skull
got
just
I think his wife is from over there.
Oh,
nice.
Okay. I haven't seen her on stream, but he always talks about her being, in the same vein and them working together.
I'm not sure about it, so don't come at me when Randy's wife is from somewhere else.
Warming.
Yeah. Do your own research regarding Randy's wife.
Ancient Earthways is in the chat. Welcome.
What up?
Hey.
Hello.
Does anybody have? Okay, so here's something. We're supposed to be experiencing a lot of energies lately. Today is February 22nd, 2022. Have y'all been experiencing this high energy? I have.
I've been a bit under the weather today. Like I've got a bit of a cough and stuff. And I think I read something about Pluto going to I don't know, like traversing in the sky. Like the last time this happened, like Rome fell or some stupid shit like that. Nobody knows when Rome fell. It just stopped existing. But it's funny that these facts come up in Telegram a lot. One thing that we are experiencing is because there's a quite strong strong weakening of our magnetic field, which causes radiation from space to reach the Earth, and that's something that we haven't experienced before, and we're experiencing more of it now.
Yeah. Ozone thinning.
Actually, it's a bit worse than that, because it's in relations to the poles, magnetic poles shifting. They've moved quite a bit. The North Pole is not where it used to be. South Pole magnetically has already left the Antarctica, and it's somewhere in the sea there, the magnetic pole, and they're gonna meet somewhere in the middle, and it's gonna be quite a ride if that happens.
Yeah, they flip, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it looks like they do that about every 6,000 or 12,000 years.
So interesting.
Guys,
this ride we're on. Woo.
Do you know what I just realized? I just had like this crazy Tourette's moment. Like I'm listening, and maybe when I get excited, and I'm just like, wow, I'm alive. Like I'm alive with these people right now. We're not together, but we're all alive, and that's just so incredible. I love everything that you guys are doing. I've been following you. I've been trying to get a sustainable community up and running since I don't even know how long. I got together with a few partners years ago, and we got some land in Lawrenceburg, Tennessee. We realized that we had no idea what we were doing. We're all coming from different parts of the country in the United States. And when we got together, we were just like, wow, this is way over our heads. So we started to build, but then we realized we needed a lot more planning. So it disbanded. We sold the land, but we stayed best friends. And we've been working so hard to try to, start it up again. And we just made a new partner recently, maybe about a year ago, and he's absolutely incredible. He's an organic chef from Kenya.
Ooh.
And
Yeah.
yeah, and he's an anthropologist, so amazing. He does these courses on food justice, and he has his own cuisine that he created. And he was telling me about his farm in Kenya. And I was just like, this is amazing what you're doing. And I mean, like, to hear how far he's come and what he's doing, um, where he came from, I was like, how long will it take for you to create this food center, this food literacy center, right? And or how much? And he's like 25K. So I was like, all right, I'm going to do whatever I can this next year to raise 25K for your center. So the only reason, we're trying to get out to Kenya too now. But it's amazing the stuff that's happening out there, like, and how little bits of money, like $500 can do so much out there. We have goats now, baby goats, just a bunch of baby goats are born, and all these different types of water collection systems, and just
Nice.
everything, you name it. It's so amazing.
That's
So,
awesome.
is there some sort of like visuals that we can get on the progress of this? Every time somebody contacts me from a foreign land, I ask them like, go live, and then you can have it to where you can tell your story. Sometimes it's unfortunate that like it's an orphanage, and they're like, well, we don't want to present to the world our children, but people would be much more likely to pick up the flag and donate as well as talk about for the cause. Is there anything that you could post into
True.
the Hex Foodies chat so we could follow this Kenyan property?
Yeah, definitely. We get our Kenyan, the people that are out there now. Chef is stateside at the moment, and but he goes back and forth. The whole thing is he's very health conscious, and the vaccine stuff has kind of kind of made it impossible to go back and forth at this time. So we're trying to do the best that we can, but we get pictures every day. We have videos. I could just send you anything that you want. It would actually be a good idea if we could get somebody to do some sort of, I guess like a YouTube or whatever it is, to document it, right? I really don't even know where I would tell them or instruct them to start. But if you have any ideas, I'd be open to it.
Well, initially, initial idea of mine would be just to have a brochure with the information that you already have, just a still shot so that people can understand. But I mean, we're up against that same thing with Hex in general, right? How do we make a brochure to sell Hex? Yeah. So just going forward, we have all these ideas out there, and some people who have energy are going to come to the forefront and start diligently working.
Yeah.
We do have at his website, which is just Chef Kabui, ChefKabui.com. And I've been trying to get at him to update it. I harass him and I'm like, did you do it? Did you do the updates? So I think he's starting. We're trying to do this thing called Hex Kitchen, which was his idea, because I onboarded everybody in my, my little clique, and he's really passionate about helping people eat the right foods and transform your body through, just eating right and knowing what to eat and knowing where the vegetables and food come from. So he teaches these courses, and he's really cool. Like, especially when it comes to like balance and stuff, he's not like that type of person that just gets out there and says, I need money for this, I need money for this. He understands the virtue and the what is it, the value of value exchange. I'm going to give you something and you give me something. So right now he sells his courses and his cuisine courses, and he goes through everything. He's taught me like how to, basically everything that you need to cook inside your kitchen. Get rid of the tin foil, the saran wrap, get rid of all those pans with all this. And, sometimes you just don't think about it, and if you're not growing your vegetables, how to identify what type of vegetables are good and what aren't, in the grocery store by the numbers on the stickers, which I had no idea. 4 numbers versus 5 numbers, and the higher up the number to the 99999, that's the better and more organic. And
organic always starts with a 9.
Yes.
4 digits conventional.
Yes. See, you're so amazing. Where have you been?
I work at a grocery store.
I don't see, this is so crazy. I've never like seen you around. Am I missing you?
I'm a Hex Siren. I like everybody's stuff on Twitter, but this is only my second stream. Last week I jumped on for like 20-30 minutes.
Have you been in Hex for a while?
Just dipping my toes in. I got in June, I think, was my first buy. I found out about it, and like a week later I was like, how do I do this? I'm gonna figure it out. And I sent like a big one the first time instead of doing a test run like an idiot. And I waited an hour, like sweating at work, and I'm like freaking out at work, waiting for it to go through. And finally it went through, and I was like, they're like, why didn't you send a test run first? I didn't know. I'm sorry. I'm an idiot. But I jumped in as as soon as I found out.
If it's less than 20 billion, we don't send a test send. We just go for it.
It was definitely less than 20 billion.
That's the new Richard Hart standard that we have. Everything less than 20 B is first time send.
Yeah.
That's how we roll now.
Noted. Yeah. Then I was good. Yeah. But I was sweating. It took an hour on Etherscan to go through, and I was like,
Yeah, it feels horrible when it's pending. And you can't do anything else while one of your transactions is pending. It really doesn't.
I was ringing people up at the grocery store, just sweating the whole time, acting erratic. Yeah. I'm sure.
Yeah. Sending messages to people like, "What's going on? Have you heard anything? It's not gone through."
I just waited, and then if it didn't, I thought I sent it to maybe a wrong address, and I'm like, I think I copy pasted that right, but I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, it's very nerve-wracking when you don't understand it yet. Yeah, that was my first transaction. I was like, send it.
Yeah, being the executive and getting used to all the digits, it's pretty scary. I can't wait
for those commas.
I can't wait for like better tools to come out to interact with crypto, so it puts some ease.
Makes it easier.
But
user interface.
The good thing is to name the accounts. If you send often from one wallet to like a couple of accounts, it's a good idea to name the accounts in that wallet where you use the send function. So you can find them from where you recently sent. You can find the list and they're named. So it's not just so it's not just the So I think it's a function on MetaMask.
You can't. They ask you if you want to add it, and I never do. I just copy paste every time. And then the 40 people that I onboarded, their name in my phone at the notes, I have their address, so I can send them stuff anytime if I want to.
That's what I wanted to highlight, is that every friend and family member of yours is on board now, because you're so good at selling Hex. That's awesome.
That is
get them all in.
Hex Foodies, thank you so much for having this space and putting this together, because this is amazing. I wanted to ask you, we're so sorry. We're in the process of trying to create, that's actually my partner now, trying to get a stateside structure up. Do you guys teach, or not teach, but do you have a business for like permaculture? Like if we were to hire you to come and try to like help us out to start up?
Okay, so I set up the Hex Foodies because I realized that there was this community that wanted to rise and shine and wake other people up and offer resources. So me personally, I don't have a business in it, but I've been studying it for a decade or more, permaculture. So we just, need more people in the community to offer those sorts of things. But site visits, Ancient Earthways over here in the chat, he's ready and willing to do site visits, as well as I am. And Hex-Ray Vision is another element to be thrown into this. There are other people that I can't remember right now because we're live, but
Hex Elemental.
Elemental.
Yeah.
Okay. That reminds me of Hex Element.
Oh, it's Element. Sorry, thought it was Elemental.
But he doesn't have permaculture in his background.
Oh, sorry.
As a part of his toolkit. So
that's fair.
So we'll figure something out organically. Is what I need to say with that. But I have not been doing too much permaculture consulting. It takes a lot of understanding. Here's an example. If you look up the Austrian Sepp Holzer and listen to his story about how he was hired to do, he was hired to make an amazing property revamp, permaculture revamp of an entire property in Austria. This woman, who I think was a single woman, a widow maybe, she hired him to come out and do this, and he tore up the entire property. He knew exactly what he was doing because he had property in the area. And whenever he was halfway through doing this project, it just looked like a bunch of dirt. And she started to sue him. And over there in Austria, if you sue somebody, you can also be counter-sued. And if you can't cover that counter-sue, then that person gets your property. And that's what ended up happening. There was just this misunderstanding of the end goal. And so basically Sepp ended up giving his son, I think, that property, or something happened to where he was able to expand his family over from his property to the next property. But like if you go outside my house right now, I've dug in the dirt and all this stuff, and it looks nothing like all the other suburban houses in the area. And some people see beauty in it, and some people critique the hell out of it. So there is the built environment now, and then there is the transition into a self-sustaining ecological situation. So
Yes.
we can just, we can organically grow this group, recognize and highlight the resources that are amongst all the minds here, and we can totally do site visits. I know that Ancient Earthways is like just he's so ready to get at these organizing these site visits. So we have a guy out in Navajo Nation who is married into the Navajo tribe, Benjamin Mutton. He's in our group, and he's hosting a sheep herding event where we'll hike like 20 something miles with the sheep from from one location to another. So taking them further into the highlands. So that'll be pretty interesting. That's in
awesome.
early June. And then quite possibly I'll set something up to where we can go over to New Mexico right after that. But I haven't yet set that up. And that would be an intentional community to visit those guys, and then go up to Montana at Wheaton Labs, where Paul Wheaton, who is internet famous, he's released podcasts and YouTube videos. He has about 90,000 subscribers in YouTube. He
Nice.
runs a property up in Montana that's outside of Missoula, that is there's 200 acres, and then there's 20 acres, and down on the 20 acres you can have whatever materials, plywood, metal, all sorts of things there. But on that 200 acres, the idea is that this is going to be developed to be a very clean environment for the idea, like simplistically, is that somebody with cancer could escape the world by going into the 200 acres and shed and clean themselves.
Wow.
That's amazing. That's exactly,
awesome.
yes, that's what we want to do. It's so amazing. Do you know, I just love you guys. I get too excited. I don't even know what to say. The permaculture stuff. So we had looked into like hiring a company, and the company's like, yeah, there's going to be so many visits, and it's going to be like $20,000 to $30,000. And when I heard that you guys do it, I was just like, wow, how cool would it be to pay them in Hex, or pay them or just at least pay them and keep it, because I believe in what they're doing. So it would be so good for me. But we don't. Our Kenyan partner, he obviously knows a lot, but the temperatures and all these things are a little bit different in the States. And then, I mean, like, I could grow like microgreens and sprouts, and I have like the little hydroponic stuff, but I know nothing about testing the pH of the soil and making sure that this plant doesn't sit next to this plant because it'll kill it, and like the whole fertilizer thing. So we have all the different people in my little group. It's just like a little family. We have a person who does like the animal husbandry, who taught us, about like rabbit fertilizer, which I had no idea. We have another person who builds like geodesic domes, and he's building them inside the earth. So he's doing it a little different to like incorporate, to not displace as much as a regular home would, and try to really bring in that synergy with the forest. And so it's just so cool. We just know that we're way out of our league. So if we can have someone to guide us through, and we're really like the type, just come down, really easygoing. You could stay there. We'll build you a place to sleep, eat, whatever. And it would be so cool. And we're all Hexicans, that's nuts.
So are these people ready and willing to join Telegram and maybe join our conversations?
So
For
I'm
sure.
the face of this because they're older gentlemen. Like my one partner, I think they're both 50, right? So they don't do social media. I'm just begging them to get onto Twitter. I just one step at a time, right? So I have a big mouth, and I'm in all of this. So I'm usually, and they just have other things, better things to do. Like they don't want to. They're growing and building and whatever. And, then there's just me, a potter, who I'm basically useless. Unless you like pots. Listen.
Disagree. Yeah.
Hey, have you looked up Oyas?
Looked up what?
Oyas?
No. I don't even know what you're saying. I'm so sorry.
Ancient Earthways. How do you spell Oya? I think it's a double L at the end. So maybe
OLLA.
OW. Oya. I'm not quite sure. So the idea is that it is it's a pot that you have underneath the ground, and there's a very small hole at the top to where you can fill it back up with water, and it's unglazed. baked pottery.
OLLAS.
Oh,
SJ
I
put it in
found
there.
it. That's incredible.
And it just so because it's unglazed, then the water can exit slowly through the clay pottery, and then plant roots can find that moisture and wrap around it, but that way you don't have any evaporation off the surface.
Nice.
Get out of here. Well, guess
Smart.
how many? We're going to have a lot of those. You just found your supply of Oyas, sir. And
Awesome.
ladies, men and gentlemen.
And you can make those because you're a potter.
Yeah, I could make pretty much anything. I could do tiles. The conflict of interest really in my heart is really just the chemicals for the glazes. I really want to find something that's more sustainable, but like I could do sinks, toilets, tiles, pots, any type of functional ware, vases. I mean, you name it. I could jewelry. It's so much fun. It's so easy. But yeah,
Very
you can do a lot of
interesting.
stuff. Anything you want. Everyone's
Because
been telling. Yeah, go ahead.
so many people, they just sort of like make these little artifacts of art with their clay, and it's like, no, functionality is the way to go. Very exciting. We've been going at this for almost an hour and 20 minutes. Let's wrap it up so that next week we can come right back and hit it just as hard. I'm really loving the energy that we have here. Thank you so much for coming out.
Yeah, thank you.
Awesome. Thank you everybody for having me, and thank you Finbear. I think that is who's off. I don't see Hex Siren and Host. You guys are awesome. Love you guys.
You're awesome. We love you too.
I really
have you guys
enjoy
heard about the
doing this.
Mad Energy?
Yeah.
Mad Energy.
Mad Energy right now, they're at a certain time period where you can donate or be a part, invest.
Yeah, you
And
could be
then
a retail investor for like $500, which is unheard of with projects like this. Usually they limit it to bigger investors with like 25K plus. But yeah, I watched it was Crypto Heartbeat with Crypty girl.
mhm.
And she explained because she's working with that company. So if you go back and you find Crypty on Crypto Heartbeat, you can watch the stream, and she talks about the Mad Energy and what they're working on, and also lists the websites if you guys are interested in donating or investing in that.
And this is not the last opportunity you have. Later on, there will be another class of investors as well.
Well,
Nice.
thank you.
There's just so many things. I must say this though. It does seem as though people are coming at the Hex community saying, hey, you guys are newly wealthy. You know, how about y'all spread the love this way? And so I've got a list of at least 5 things that I can participate in.
Yeah,
and
same.
one of them's growing pot. Somebody has access to a pot license in the Netherlands, and I've been talking to him about like, okay, well, if we were to create a fundraiser within the Hex community, what would that look like?
Right.
Because pot sells. It could be just as lucrative as crypto. It almost seems like just explode.
It's getting so regulated though. Like I've watched some documentaries about the pot farming industry, and you make a lot less than you used to before it got regulated. But because it is being regulated, a lot of the places are getting in and growing their own weed and shutting down the people that are growing it themselves. And it sells for less. It's a little bit cheaper. Like it's a lucrative business just because so many people, it's legalizing, so more people are using it recreationally. But it's hard to make money and grow pot now than it was like a decade ago. You make less because it is regulated now. So keep that in mind too.
Cool. But I just wanted to elaborate a little bit.
Sorry.
I am seeing, like, no need to be sorry of anything. I just you know, like we've had this infighting for the last like 2 weeks in our community. And it is because we're sitting here in the talk of finance, and people's understandings of finance are all over the place. I mean, we're in crypto, we've got new people to the game, and it's kind of scary that so many organizations have come out and said like, hey, we're doing this this Kickstarter, hey, we're offering this investment, or hey, we're offering a sacrifice. And it's, yeah, it's just kind of scary, and everybody needs to take this seriously. This certain time period right now could make or break your decisions.
True.
Cool. So
Yeah.
if you want
Well
to know
said.
more about MAD energy, you could look at Crypto Heartbeats stuff. You could talk to Crypty Girl, who's been in our community for a very long time, with that awesome introductory live stream where Ski
She's
Cat
fantastic.
gifted her. And yeah, so if you have any friends that are interested in this sort of thing, and you see that they are hexicans or hex minded, go ahead and bring them on in.
Bring them in.
We welcome them, and we'll just continue to organically grow and provide resources to the community so that we can allow them to see that their lifestyle doesn't necessarily need to be the way that it is, and that the food that they put in their body then becomes their thoughts and actions in the world.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And I would like to point out you've successfully brought in a higher percentage of women to yours than any other hex streamer. So good job.
Yeah, percentage wise, ratio wise.
Yeah, you got
Awesome.
a ton of chicks in here to anybody else.
Thank y'all for being here. We do this every Tuesday at noon Central, so please figure out what time period that means for you, and everybody's welcome on the stream because we are volunteerism.
I'll start it every week just so people know about it.
I deeply appreciate you. All right, we are out. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye, everyone. I can't wait. Is it Tuesday? Next Tuesday?